books, can't escape from the team. Cold the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and there we are. I'm here. I'm in the right show. I started up the wrong show the wrong day, but I'm here right now and joining you with the Morning Steve show here for Friday, July 11th. Thank you for joining me. Hope I didn't screw anything up here. Might not be coming through on X right now, but hopefully we're out there and okay, ready to go with our show here this morning. Thank you for joining me here as we get ready for our sports weekend. And hey, we're almost at the All-Star break here. We got baseball series here, final weekend before a few days off. And little heads up, I'll be taking the week off there next week, or most of the week off there, Monday through Thursday, I believe. I'll be off the air with a little vacation. So want to thank you for joining me this weekend, and we get a little break in there. Everybody says I work here 365 days here on the Sports Money Network. Not true. Not true. I'm taking these days off the All-Star break pretty much my whole life. So we'll be off the air here for a few days, catch some All-Star action with the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game next week. So, hey, I'm checking out a little tennis action here. My man Taylor Fritz is in action this morning. Hey, he lost the first set. It's getting pretty tough here. He's against Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz on top, 1-0 here on our Wimbledon men's semifinal day here on a Friday. So, hope you guys had a great sports betting night last night with the Major League Baseball. We'll talk about it here real quick. And short card there last night, and bad timing of the market by me in the WNBA. Not doing a good job there. The winning streak feels long over now, having lost a couple here. Lost 2 of the last 3 super premiums over there, so hopefully we'll get it today. But man, Alcaraz's serve was really cooking there on that last instance there, and man, he's going to be tough to beat here today. All right, let's say hello to the folks in the chat. I really screwed everything up there. With my, I was in the wrong studio, and I was actually already started on Saturday. I was trying to wonder where everybody was, but here's Andrew in the chat. You guys were all here. I was in the wrong show. Cash Kane is here today. Andrew Kane as well. Irish King is here. My usual friends. Good to see them all here. Nuke is here, and he says, good morning. Hey, everyone. Let's smash the like button here. Like this video and subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Hey, we got one morning game today in Major League Baseball here out west, a 12 noon start on the east with that rain out. So got 16 games to look at today with that Cleveland and White Sox little makeup action there to get us going here with our weekend. That one starts at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific time. So we do have a little bit of at least some early action. Also Scottish Open underway here currently. And right now, look, the scores right now, we got a lot of guys already in the clubhouse at the Scottish Open, including Chris got her up. I hope you got her up last night, and I've got her up here as well. I've got her up on my list of golfers this week. He was one of I made 8 selections this week with a rather large field, 153 golfers, I think, at the Scottish Open, and I'm in action with Chris Gotterup. He's on my list. Also on my list this week. I mean, we have a good list. We have a hot list, actually. If you look at my overall picks for the tournament here, we've got a couple of these top guys, including Marco Pena, the other Englishman here. We have him at 150 to 1 on our list this week. Pena, the Englishman. Right now very much alive in this golf tournament, man. Currently at 8 under. Gotterup finished with a 61 today, and he's 11 under, leads by 2 strokes over uh, Harry Hall. Matt Fitzpatrick at 8 under right there. Nico Echeverry had that great round yesterday. Jake Knapp right there. So see how low these guys could go. Rory finished at 7 under. He's live. He's one of the favorites now in this tournament. And did we have Rory? I skipped Rory this week, but he's right there in hot contention here, and we'll see how low some of these others can go here. But I gotta feel live with a couple guys on my list here this week. All right, let's see who else is here. Kevin is here today. What's he's got? He's got, yeah. You know what, Kevin? I might be rooting for Fritzy here. I might have went emotional a little bit there. Hey, look, he's hanging in there. He can probably get this game spread. We'll see. Again, I just I didn't put it out as a release on any of the uh, service picks. I just went on the show yesterday, so still a bet for me for sure. But yeah, I might be rooting here a little bit for my man Taylor Fritz. I've told the story there a little bit as a sports reporter back in San Diego. I was off on the high school beat, and I covered Taylor Fritz in his first CIF championship as a freshman, but he only played high school tennis for 1 year before he was off to the ITF. Harrison is here today. Nuke is a Charlie Morton fan. One for the old guys, he says. Nate Cerna had a good day yesterday. And Andrew talking about that Yankees finish there. Terrell, he said, was it Terrell? Man, was it Terrell yesterday that called the PCA homer? He had two, right, yesterday. And you know what? PCA, he's going to be one to look for, I think, at the All-Star game, huh? And let's see here. Nate is here today as well. Andrew says Brian Wu looked good. I want to say hello and welcome to Zachary Hatton here today. Really appreciate you stopping in, Zach, and saying hi. Obviously, you probably check out the show, getting a chance to chime in here and say hello. So I want to appreciate you there. He's a big tennis fan here, and he's ready for today's action here. We got a long way to go in this one, right? I mean, if Fritz can somehow find a way here, maybe get a break, maybe get up in the second set here and even this match a little bit. And Andrew says, right, Iga had some ups and downs this season, right? Yeah, she lost some matches here and there, maybe when she was a favorite, right? Maybe she didn't have the best season as far as winning all of her matches, but you know what? Right now, she's looking very, very strong here in this tournament. Ziggy, hey, nice to see Ziggy. Where you been, Ziggy? Hope everything's okay. Haven't seen you in a few days here for sure. It's good to have Ziggy. And Zach says, how about it? Anisimova overpower Iga tomorrow? Wow, that sounds exciting to have the American here competing in the final. Should be a great one. And the current odds in the match with Iga at minus 225 or so, maybe 230, looks like the average price here on the final tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific. Right, that's it for everyone in the chat right now. Let's go over some of the action maybe from last night. Hey, we did bring home some winners for sure yesterday, including the Baltimore Orioles with Morton. Yeah, I had him. You guys might have had him too. Morton yesterday. We rolled with Morton there in that game. He did beat Peterson. Now, just a little bit of breaking news there. Peterson is headed to the All-Star game as a reserve, as a substitute player. Uh, so David Peterson of the Mets, he did get the call here this morning or early today, I think, to take the place of a pitcher. I think because of the timing of the pitching of the other player. I'm trying to remember who it was actually right now. Maybe you guys saw it, but I think what happened there was the other pitcher was the timing of his appearance wasn't going to be able to make the appearance in the All-Star game. Might be pitching on Sunday or something like that. David Peterson is going to the All-Star game, but Baltimore got the win there yesterday for us on the morning steam show as we had the Orioles in that 3-1 victory. Also, winner here on the morning steam show yesterday was the under with the Cubs and the Twins in an 8-1 victory for the Cubs. Yep, it stayed under for sure there with Colin Ray over Paddock, and the Cubs were mashing a little bit, certainly there in that one. They were just opening the markets, and boom, crash here this morning. Bad start for the markets today. All right, Baltimore and the Mets, we had a winner here on the show. We rolled them out early in that game 2 of the doubleheader with the over. Although that wasn't a winner, that was not a winner yesterday in Game 2. Baltimore won it 7-3. We don't take any credit for that. Let's find some winners here with Seattle and the Yankees. You guys talked about there a little bit with that incredible game. We did have the over here on the show yesterday, and hopefully you caught me over there on the Cover the Spread show on YouTube where I did pick the Yankees. Feel a little bit lucky there. Seattle was cruising along, and Wu was pitching a masterful no-hitter there, and the Yankees ended up winning the game yesterday. Sometimes you get lucky. They do call me the luckiest handicapper in the world, so guess we'll have to take a winner there with the Yankees from the Cover the Spread show. We had them there yesterday in the crazy 6-5 win. What a game that was, actually, yesterday. Giancarlo Stanton with that 2-run home run as well there in the game. Also, we had the matchup between Tampa Bay and Boston, where we did go under there in that one, with Boston winning it 4-3. Rafaela had that 2-run double there, and Boston gets it. Boston gets it done yesterday. We did have that Boston as a winner over at Tony's Picks yesterday as one of my premium plays. So winner there. Also, we did have the under here on the show with Bradley and Bueller in the 4-3 Boston win. All right, we also had over there on that Cover the Spread show yesterday, I did have the Athletics over the Braves, another one that wasn't easy there, right, with the 5-4 win for the Athletics. They found a way to get it done with Sears over Strider, another lucky one there for me, as I had the Athletics as a dog over Atlanta, and we also had the under here on the Morning Steam yesterday. Soderstrom hit that 3-run home run there for the A's early, but they needed to get it done late in the win there over the Braves last night. Also, hopefully you catch me Monday through Fridays on the Happy Hour show over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, where I had the over in the game between Texas and the Angels, and it did go over there easy in the 11-4 win over Texas. The Angels are starting to give it up a little bit. Runs-wise, for sure. The Rangers it had 7 runs in the third inning off of Kohanowitz there yesterday. Corey Seager had a 2-run single as well. So Angels now 3 games under 500. And late night, we did have the Padres as a premium pick winner last night with the 4-3 win over Arizona. We also gave out the under here on the show yesterday, and the Padres win it 4-3. Tatis a home run, Machado a home run. Gavin Sheets remained hot with 3 hits as well. Vasquez was out of there after just 4 1/3 innings. Eduardo, he only went 4 innings as well. Padres win it 4-3. All right, that was a look at the bases for me yesterday. All right, and let's also take a look here at a few more folks in the chat, and we'll get ready to start our show here today on a Friday. We've got, like I said, some Major League Baseball. We've got uh, uh, WNBA and one game in the CFL. All right, let's see who else is here today. And I think Terrell says take the over in the All-Star game, not the All-Star game, not the home run derby or anything. The All-Star game, he expects home runs this time, right? We always see very strong pitching in the All-Star game, but maybe it will be in Atlanta. Uh, the balls will be flying there a little bit. All right, and there's Tony in the chat. Thank you. Andrew talking a little more tennis there. Luis, hello. And there we go. Ziggy said the Guardians won those games there. What does this say? The Cleveland Guardians did win both games in a doubleheader versus the Tigers. Oh, I think he's. Oh, no, I think he's predicting. I think he's saying. I think he's saying the Cleveland Guardians will win both games. I think that's what Ziggy said. He likes maybe because there's the doubleheader today. I think that's what Ziggy's saying. All right. Hey, in the WNBA last night, we did have some action here, and I did pick a couple of winners. Hopefully, you're checking out my WNBA preview show daily on YouTube on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. And hey, I did pick both totals correctly again on that show. Having a pretty good run in the WNBA. We just lost our big pick yesterday for sure. But we did have the over in the game between Minnesota and LA on that WNBA preview show, and it did go over for sure. Final there was 91-82. Minnesota got the money there yesterday, so Lynx get that road win and cover. Also, I did have the under in the game between Las Vegas and Washington. It was 70-68, pretty big under there. But we had Washington. I had Washington as my pick over at Tony's Picks. I've been bragging here for a week or two about my real strong run over there, but I've actually lost 2 of my last 3 over there. But yesterday, no one to blame but myself. Could have been on Washington at +1 or even a pick 'em, but I was late to the party and gave it out at -3.5, and that was not the way to go. You know, the Aces started that game as actually a slight favorite, and the momentum was on Washington. Actually, turned out to be a very, very tough game. It was 70-68. Washington did not cover the late numbers, but some people may have won. I don't think any of my followers won because I gave it out so late. Bad job, bad handicapping, bad Ramon there yesterday. Got to be a little bit more on top of it. I got to be more decisive in making sure I'm ready to get the play out there at the right time with the right spread. And, hopefully you got your notifications on and everything from me, but that's how you lose games right there as a capper. Bad job by your man. But hopefully you had it right there yesterday. And also, we did have some other action here. Let me see. In the NBA Summer League, and I'm sure you're here right now for those Summer League picks today because we rolled them yesterday. I told you the Summer League is kind of one of my specialties, mostly because it's kind of a news-based league. There, you kind of I play the market mostly. I mean, look, I can only look at the roster, see who's on there. The Summer League is supposedly pretty tough, but we did roll a bunch of winners here, including Cleveland yesterday on the show. We gave out the Cavs. We also had the under in OKC and Brooklyn here on the show, and we won with Sacramento. Went 3-1 with those show picks yesterday, but also hopefully you caught me there on the happy hour in the big game. And I said take Dallas with Cooper Flagg making his debut. Now, I honestly thought Cooper Flagg would have a much bigger impact in his first summer league game. He had only 10 points, and to me, I don't know if these guys even know. It's like, do they even know? Do the Dallas players know who was on the floor with them? I mean, for the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, Cooper Flagg was just another guy in a white jersey out there. They didn't even pass him the ball. And did he play 40 minutes in the game? I think he played every minute of the game. It felt like there yesterday. What are they doing? Uh, Actually, you want him in there, but he did finish with just 10 points, well under his totals in that game. But Dallas did get the uh, win and cover there in the summer league yesterday over the Lakers in a pretty good game for sure at the Summer League, 87 to 85. Dallas won the game. We had the pick there on the happy hour, and also my only premium pick of the night was on the game between San Antonio and Philadelphia game to go over, and we had that one as well. So we'll have more Summer League picks and predictions here today, and send some out if you enjoy the Summer League action. All the games are pretty much on TV, so it gives you a little something to go with there in the NBA. All right, a few more folks, and we're ready to start the show here right now. It's going to be Shannon Moore here today, and Tony liked it in the WNBA, up 4 bills there. Good job. And okay. So Ziggy saying Cleveland has played. They played a doubleheader already this season against the Tigers. I get it. Okay, I think I got it. I think I understand now what Ziggy's saying. He keeps saying it, but I'm not sure what the significance is. Ziggy, I don't know. Help me out. Jim Deweiger here as well today. All right, and let's see here. We're going to get ready to start the show, but see if there's any other news that tickles your fancy here today as we get ready to roll with our action here tonight. I did see a couple of news and notes out there. Hunter Brown is out of the All Star game with a little bit of shoulder. He's going to rest his shoulder a little bit. Jose Ramirez is out of the All Star game with an Achilles issue there as well. So, all right, let's get it rolling here right now in the games today, and we'll talk about a little bit more action too here today in soccer with Mexican League tonight. It's kind of the feature there, but not much happening here on a Friday as far as the major soccer matches are concerned. All right. Major League Baseball, here we go right now. It's going to be our start of a doubleheader today, a day-night doubleheader. I believe they're going to have a little interval there. Let's see, since this one starts at 3 Eastern and Game 2 starts at 8 Eastern. So I think this is a day-night doubleheader. Yes, indeed. Make sure we got the pitchers right here. Yeah, for sure. So you got the Guardians here. They're not quite $1.35 though. I think they're about maybe more like $1.25 or even lower than that. But maybe we can call $1.25. The total though is way off there. I just had the other pitching matchup, I think, and I didn't update it. 9 under 20. There we go. That's it. Here we go. Whoops. All right. All right, that's it for sure there with the Guardians on the road in the first game of this doubleheader here against the White Sox. Got the Garden just $1.25. Should I say it like that here today, going up against the White Sox? Because, well, you'd think with Cleveland here, I mean, after all, yes, they're still. I don't know, kind of like the Braves, right? Is Cleveland ever going to get it together here right now? I know things are falling behind here right now, and we're having a little. What's going on here, you guys? That What's going on here right now at Wimbledon, you guys? Why is Fritz and Alcaraz here meeting with the official? I don't have the sound on, guys. Maybe you guys can help me here, but is there another person with some exhaustion in the stands here? Because we're having another break, and we know we've seen that plenty of times here right now. Yep, gonna have to escort another person out at Wimbledon today. Look, it's not a joke, right? When you see these people getting sick in the stands or having the heat stroke, I'm seeing an elderly person here needing to be escorted because of that heat here right now. So, just another little break here at Wimbledon. It seems like it's happening in every uh, match right now. Someone has to leave the grounds because of the heat exhaustion. They're usually some an elderly folks. We know the clientele there at Wimbledon. I don't want to characterize them as old, but yeah, people have been going there for years, so they're back underway. Okay, so anyway, Cleveland now still under 500 here at this point, and none of these other teams are getting anything going here right now. With Detroit just starting to pull away in this one. In fact, you know, Cleveland's closer to the White Sox than they are to Detroit at this point, sitting in fourth place in the division. So maybe they're not as all that here, but well, they are playing the White Sox. You got Logan Allen here, 5-7, a 4.07 ERA, 1.42 WHIP coming into this one, and a 2.62 batting average against for his opponent here in Shane Smith. He is 3-7 overall, but in his 17 starts, the White Sox are 4-13 so far this season. He's got that 4.20 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP coming in, and a 2.34 batting average against, and a 2.85 BABIP. What are you guys going to do here, game one? I'm going to split them up. I'll come back to game two. In the regular rotation here, I think, as far as today's concerned. So you can give me your play here in this one with Allen going up against Smith. I'm going to go to the chat right now. I'll read off some trends as well for this matchup. Okay, here we go. Just settling in here. Okay, and Ziggy likes the over in this one between Cleveland and the White Sox. Also, Jim likes the over as well. Let's see here. Nuke says take the Guardians to sweep this doubleheader today. And Z says, I don't think the White Sox have won one game in a doubleheader this season. Wow. Joe Cash Kane says, White Sox game one, first five today. All right. Well, for the White Sox here, they come in having lost 17 of their last 25 games overall. They've lost 9 of their last 13 at home. I know we covered some of these yesterday, but White Sox have lost 5 straight games to Cleveland. 4 of the last 5 here in Chicago. The White Sox have lost to Cleveland. White Sox have gone under in 9 of their last 12 games overall, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two have gone under. White Sox have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. Cleveland's gone under in 15 of their last 22 overall. They've lost 10 of their last 13 during this dry spell here a little bit. So let's see what you guys have in this one. Game one here between White Sox and Cleveland today. All right, Shannon leaning towards the over. Maybe you guys already made your picks there already. All right, I'm ready to go here. Nothing else from you guys. I'm going with the White Sox. Ziggy, I'm going with them. I'm going to take the White Sox here in game one with Smith. I'm going to try the White Sox as a dog here at plus 105. I actually would consider them here. I wish they were getting a little bit more, but um, maybe we're on to them a little bit here. I'm taking the White Sox in game one. Next up, we're going to go to the regular board here right now for the games tonight. Started off with the Marlins taking on how come the Orioles? We don't give much respect there. There we go. Marlins and O's here today uh, with Cabrera and Kramer going in this one for Cabrera. He's got a 3-3 record with a 3.33 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 228 batting average against, and a 2.82 BABIP. Uh, Miami's 8-7 with Cabrera on the mound for Baltimore and Dean Kramer. This line's gone up here in the last few minutes. Here, some steam just came in on Baltimore. You see the $1.25 there, but clearly they're $1.35 here right now. It looks like at a lot of spots, total 9 over 15. So yeah, about a 10-cent move for sure here on Baltimore. I want to say just moments ago, you heard it in the background, and I just was dilly dallying around. So yeah, there's some steam coming in here right now on Baltimore in this game against Miami for Kramer here. He's got a 4.53 ERA, 7-7 record, a 1.32 WHIP, 270 batting average against. Numbers aren't quite what Cabrera's are here so far, but the O's are at home here in this one, and well, they're favored, of course. And uh, look, we know that the Marlins have a piss poor record for sure, and the Orioles are also in last place right now, not necessarily getting it together. They're 40-50 here right now, but the Marlins are 42-49. So a couple of bad teams, but a pretty even matchup. However, the Orioles seem to be taking the action here right now. We can get your plays in this one, but I'll tell you that for Baltimore here, they have won 5 of their last 6 games. Coming into this one, they've also won 5 of the last 7 games here right now in their matchups with Miami. And they've also won 4 out of the last 5 games at home against Miami. Baltimore's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 4 of the last 5 here in Baltimore. For Miami, they have won 12 of their last 17 games overall. Coming into this one, Miami's gone under in 7 of their last 10. However, they have gone over in 6 of their last 9 on the road. Let's see what you have here with this one. Miami taking on Baltimore. Today, we'll preview them all here and see what you got. I'll go to the chat here in this one. And it's going to be here we go. Ziggy is going under in this one. You got Andrew K on the Marlins. Shannon's on Baltimore, and Irish King likes the Marlins. This one's a bit all over the place, it looks like. I'm going to take Baltimore here now. Maybe I was even considering them here a little bit stronger, but and the 10-point price increase here at $1.35. I'm going to take them. So is Nuke today. We're on them together here. Taking Baltimore in this one over Miami. Luis is on Miami, or maybe he's shouting out his old girlfriend Mia. Thanks, Luis. He's on Miami today. All right. Next up, you got the Cubs here. Oh, hello. Well, look who's here today. Chris Flexen here in this one. He's going to get the start here. Figures to be, I believe, from what they said here right now, I believe it's going to be a situation where Flexen will be the opener, actually, in this game tomorrow. It is going to be a bullpen game. Now, we know that Chris Flexen um, can, pitch as a starter, I would guess, but the word is he'll just pitch the first inning or two. I mean, he's got uh, pretty solid numbers. What happened here is Jamison Tyone, he's had to hit the injured list a little bit. So it is interesting. I don't know why the release of the information came out necessarily now. Look, Flexen signed a minor league deal with the Cubs kind of to start the season, but he's having a pretty interesting season statistically. Pardon me, so far. Uh, this season. So he's really been kind of a big find for them to go into the bullpen and do the incredible job that he has done because his stats are pretty good here so far this season. Uh, he can, goes in there and sometimes pitches, 2 innings or more in some of these games because we know he can do it, right? I mean, he's been a starter, uh, you know, for a lot of his career, along a lot of his career, most of his career. So I guess he could run a little bit longer, but they'll use it as a bullpen game here. So maybe you guys know a little more here and can tell me what is going on with Flexen, but we don't want to slight Carlos Rodon. Rodon here is 9-6 with a 3.3 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, 187 batting average against, and a 230 BABIP. For Flexen, he is 5-0 with a 0.83 ERA, 17 appearances. He's really locked it down there in the bullpen. 0.85 WHIP, 175 batting average against, and a 190 BABIP. Really awesome numbers for Flexen. We've seen him in there doing a really good job so far this season. Let's get maybe your picks here in this one between the Cubs and the Yankees. Your today World Series preview. Uh, I'm kidding, maybe. For the Yankees here, they do come in having won 4 out of their last 5. They've won 7 of their last 8 games at home. It does seem like a high price. It's not $1.80 anymore, though. I know that. It is still $1.80. Wow, look, I get it, right? I mean, Rodon, pretty outstanding season here so far. Yankees have won 14 of their last 18 games against the Cubs overall, including 9 of the last 11 meetings here in Yankee Stadium. The Cubs have won 6 of their last 9. They've lost 4 of their last 6 on the road, but the Cubs here have gone under in 4 of their last 5 road games. 15 of the last 21 games between these two teams have gone under, including 7 of the last 10 here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees have gone over in a bunch of games in a row. I know we keep saying it, but that's kind of the story, right? They went under for 16 games in a row, and now they've gone over for like 10 games in a row. Is it 10? It might be. I think there was one that was it might be like 5 in a row, 5 of their last 6, and 10 of their last 11. Whatever it is, they're going over in a bunch of games here right now. So let's see what you got. The total here is 9, shaded to the over for sure. But what gives? I mean, you have a Cubs. I mean, look, it's a bullpen game. You have Flexen, who's been pitching out of his mind, and the Cubs have the number 4 bullpen ERA wise in the major leagues. Considerably better than the Yankees here. So, can anybody fill me in? What's going on here in this one, you guys? Pardon me. Let's go to the chat. Here in this one, we got right now the Cubs on the run line plus 1.5, minus 120 today. I feel like it's going to be a lot of Cubs support. Let's see what you got. All right, Tariq going over. Is it in this one here, Tariq? How nice to see it. Tariq also says Yankees here, minus 1.5. Andrew likes the Yanks again. NYC bar, Yankees money line. I guess I'm wrong. Harrison's here today, and he likes the Reds on the run line. Luis is going over here. Okay, it's all Yankees run line. I don't know what I'm missing here, but you guys are all over the Yankees, so there must be something to this. Nuke says what I'm thinking. Rodon hasn't been perfect here for sure. Look, I'm a Rodon fan, but Andrew said when Rodon is on is good. And hey, nice to see Essex here in the chat. It says it's already 3 p.m. here for Essex. All right. And Andrew K likes Judge here to go deep. Fernando says Lean Rodon over 5.5 Ks. And Tariq says over in that Orioles game there with Miami and the O's. Okay. Hey, I got to take the Cubs. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is a spot where the Yankees just crush them. But again, flexing. Look, we know he's been an okay starter in his career. I say okay starter, right? I mean, the guy's been pitching in the league for 10 years, so having a great season has been a real revelation in that Cubs bullpen, and he's forced into duty. So I can see where maybe the Cubs may be in a little bit of a disadvantage because they're having to shake things up a little bit with Tyone injured here, and they'll make it a bullpen game. But I got to take the Cubs on the run line. Minus $1.20, $1.25. All right, next up we've got the Rockies here, and Ramon Marquez going up against Gilbert Burns, Chase Burns here. Remember Chase Burns here in this one for the Reds. We get another look at Burns here. He's got an 8.1 ERA. It's not quite perfect yet here for Burns, but you see that price at $1.80 is actually way out of line. Burns is $2.30 here right now. Can we call it anything less than this? I mean, God, he's practically $2.50 now at some spots here, and this total has dipped somewhat. It's still 9/20. Might even be 9.5 under here at this point. For Marquez, he's 3-10 with a 5.84 ERA. He's 11-6 to the over this season. Is Marquez? The Rockies are 5-13 with Marquez on the mound. Marquez has a 5.04 ERA here in this one. 3.11 batting average against, a 3.49 BABIP. For Burns, Burns comes in here with a 0-1 record, 1.9 whip, 302 batting average against, a 423 BABIP. So we saw Burns strike out the first 5 batters of his career or something like that. I don't think he's and I don't think he's gotten an out since. But let's see how you guys want to play it. I mean, you got the Rockies coming in here. On a record pace to be one of the worst teams in Major League history. So I'm sure that the Cincinnati Reds can still take care of business here against these guys. Still might. I don't know if I can take them actually at this price. This thing's gone through the roof, it feels like. The opener in this game, the send out, the opener here was, let me see, approximately, maybe $1.90, right? Maybe $2, but there's no doubt it's gone up on some widely reported steam here right now. I don't know. It just seems really outrageously high, even against the worst team, right? Because Burns hasn't done anything either. Ziggy's taking the Rockies here. NYC Bar says just play them on the money line. Those Reds. Here's Shannon with the over in this one. And as Ziggy says, Marquez, he does have some solid numbers against these this Reds lineup, I think is what he's saying here. Let me see what I have on that, and we'll see because Marquez has been around a little bit, and he's obviously having a rough go of it this season. When they're pitching Colorado, we kind of cut you some slack, but doesn't feel like we're getting anything close to what we've seen from Marquez in some of his better seasons. Marquez against this anticipated lineup today, just a 25 at bats for the Reds and 8 hits, a couple of home runs. Actually, out off of the numbers definitely favor the Reds here. I think, from what I can see on this, you've got Gavin Lux 4 for 3 with 3 doubles. TJ Friedel 2 for 3. You got Trevino 2 for 4. So, all right, let's see here. Andrew maybe going with the Rockies here. And Fernando on the Reds in this one. You've got Tariq, Reds, and the under, but Jim wants to go over here in this one. And here's what's going on with the Dodgers, says Harrison, huh? All right. I got to try the Rockies on the run line, man. I mean, I get it. Hey, they're terrible, but to me, you put an extra 40 cents on this, and I think you might have some volatility because of the Marquez and Burns. I mean, look, I'm sure Burns is going to be a superstar or a big star anyway. But right now, maybe they've rushed him a little bit. It's not quite working out. Now, if face a Rockies lineup here, maybe you can mow them over a little bit. But I got to try the Rockies. I'm going to try the Rockies here today. All right, next up. Next up, we got the Rays taking on the Red Sox and Rasmussen. We fix Rasmussen's name here. Rasmussen going up against Hunter Dobbins and Tampa Bay. Oh, it's not $1.75 either. It's $1.15, right? In fact, I'm showing the Red Sox are actually favored now in this one over Rasmussen and the Jays. Probably about $1.15 or so, just a slight favorite for Dobbins, and the total about 9, maybe 9 over 15. Here in this one with the Rays and the Red Sox for Drew Rasmussen here in this one. He comes in with a 2.82 ERA, 1.0 whip, 216 batting average against, and a 252 BABIP for Hunter Dobbins here. He's 4-1 with a 4.1 ERA, 1.26 whip, 256 batting average against, and 293 BABIP. You have here Dobbins coming in now as the favorite after some widely reported steam did come in on Boston here. This one's a tough one. What do you guys think here in the chat? This is going to be, I figure this will kind of be, feels like a toss-up maybe in the chat. Maybe we take a look at some of the numbers and trends for these two in this matchup, because you have coming in here a Tampa Bay team that's lost 8 of their last 11 here right now. They've also lost 6 of their last 8 on the road. They've lost 5 of their last 6 against Boston. Also, they've lost 4 of their last 5 here on the road in Boston. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under, including 4 of the last 5 here in Boston. Boston on a winning streak right now. They've won 6 of their last 7 at home. They're on this winning streak here right now. They've gone over in 7 of their last 8 games overall, and over in 4 of their last 5. Let's see how you guys have this one with Tampa and Boston today. Feels like a pretty important game here right now, right? You got Tampa 4 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston 5.5 back. Currently in the standings. So let's go to the chat. I know I'm going pretty slow here today, but man, I'm watching this match, and Fritz won that second set. All right, Andrew says maybe the Red Sox here right now in this one. How about Luis? So he's on the Rays. NYC Bar says Rays money line. Ziggy's on Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay seems like the team people are on. There's Harrison. He likes the Blue Jays today in their game tonight against the Athletics. But Nasty Nate likes the Red Sox to smash in this one. Shannon likes Red Sox on the run line here. And Irish King, also Red Sox here. Nuke is on the Red Sox. Irish King also took a shot there with the Reds in the first three in that game against Colorado. Fernando says Red Sox team total over here in this one. All right. Yeah, I got to try the Red Sox here. Tariq's on the Red Sox. I'm going to take the Red Sox here in this one. Yep. Give me the sock. Give me the socks. All right. Next up here, guys, we've got. Where's our Red Sox graphic? Here we go. Oh, here we go. Mariners and Tigers with Luis Castillo. You're going up against Tariq Skubal in this one. You got Skubal, massive favorite here right now. 220, 230 total is about the total's definitely going up here, not 7 under 25 anymore for sure. In fact, I'm showing it sneaking to the over here right now. A little bit of a move to the over in this one between Detroit and Seattle. So let's see what the nature of that business is. You got Castillo in here. Look, you still got Castillo. Now, maybe he's not having those Castillo-like numbers yet, but he's still 5-5 with a 3.31 ERA, a 1.21 WHIP, 239 batting average against, and a 276 BABIP. It feels like he's getting on track a little bit or doing pretty well, it feels like here, right? And for Skubal, he's just 10-2 with a 2.02 ERA, 0.81 WHIP, 192 batting average against, but 274 BABIP. Skubal maybe has been a tiny bit lucky, but we know he's not lucky. The widely reported steam did come in on Detroit here in this one, and that's why they're probably even a little higher than 220 right now, but we'll keep it there and see what you guys have today in this one for Detroit coming in here right now. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. 4 of their last 5 at home they've won. They've beaten Seattle in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams and won 4 out of the last 5 meetings here at home against Seattle. Detroit's gone over in 16 of their last 24 games. However, they have gone under in 4 of their last 6. They've gone under in 6 of their last 8 at home. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Detroit have gone under. Seattle's lost 4 out of their last 5 games on the road. They haven't been covering the run lines really either here, especially at Detroit. This has actually kind of been pretty much a disaster for Seattle when they've come in here against Detroit for the most part. 4 of the last 5 overall have gone under as well between these two. So let's see what you have here. It is a big price, but you do have Detroit kind of dominating Seattle really when the two teams meet. But you got Castillo on the mound. You'd think he could, possibly keep him in there. Let's see what you got. This is a real intriguing one here. Let's see. Maybe Luis is on the under in this one. Johnny Walker here today. He likes under in the first 5 here. NYC Bar says Tigers run line. Andrew says Seattle here run line. Maybe Tariq says I'm just maybe going to go with Skubal and Skeens. Maybe we should all just change our names. In fact, maybe I'm going to change. Maybe I'm going to be Ramon Scott, and I'm going to change my name to SKOTT. Ziggy's on the over, but Jim's on the under, and Shannon says first 5 run line for Detroit in this one. All right. Hey, man, I'm going to have to side with the Detroit run line here. look, it's just a free play. I don't know if it's even a great price, but I'm going to go with the Tigers here on the run line. Uh, no premium, that's for sure, but they are minus 1.5 at minus 110 or so today. So, look, I think it's not an awful position with at least you got Castillo pitching for Seattle. I mean, look, Seattle. It's not like some chump team coming in here. Seattle still trying to pursue the hot Astros. They're 6.5 games back right now, but Detroit's been pretty awesome, right? Okay, let's move on here then to the next one. Oh, Ray Otachi here today. He's got the over in that one. All right. Next up, we've got the Nationals here taking on the Brewers with Mitchell Parker. He's up against Priester here in this one. And for Parker here, he's got a 5-9 record, a 4.72 ERA, 1.37 the WHIP, 257 batting average against, and a 279 BABIP. For Quinn Priester, he's 6-2 with a 3.59 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 238 batting average against, and a 270 BABIP here. Brewers favored. Oh, right now minus $1.85, $1.90, even seeing $2 here. Pretty big number. The total though is 8.5, not 8. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. It was never 8. Just a lazy producer typing in bad numbers. I'm going to call it $1.95 right now and see what you have here in this one. Man, I haven't taken a total yet, but I think I'm on the side here. So let's see what you got in this one between with Washington and the Brewers here today. For the Brewers in this one, they come in having won 5 of their last 6 games. Overall, they've won 7 of their last 8 games at home right now. Milwaukee, meanwhile, has the Nationals, meanwhile, have lost 5 of their last 6 games. They've lost 11 of their last 16 games on the road. Washington has won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams, actually, although Washington is just 6-13 their last 19 games here in Milwaukee. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Washington's gone over in 16 of their last 23 games overall, and also Washington's gone over in 10 of their last 12. Milwaukee's gone under in 4 of their last 5 meetings overall, and they've gone under in 4 of their last 5 overall, and under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you got between the Nationals and the Brewers here today. Fernando's on the Brewers. He also likes a run line here. Want to say hello and good morning to Smart Money Bets joining us in the chat. Good to have you, Smart Money Bets. Seems like my kind of guy. Andrew, I think we've seen Smart Money before. Stop by in here a little bit. Andrew's on the Brewers here. Irish King likes the Brewers run line, and so does Tariq. NYC Bar Brewers money line. This looks like a consensus almost here. Here's Tariq Brewers team total over. Luis is on the Brewers run line. Ziggy's on the Nationals run line though. Shannon says Brewers team total over here in this one, and Ziggy says that the Brewers series there with that Brewers series that maybe they'll be a little bit high in coming into this one. But I think also the Brewers have to know that given their standing right now, it's important. I feels like for the Brewers to keep their pursuit here going of the Cubs. They're just a game and a half back here currently of Chicago. So, all right. Well, I'm going to take the Brewers on the run line here in this one. Brewers at -1.5 at even money or so. I'll take the Brewers. Oh boy, I'm laying a few run line. No, I got some run line dogs too. Man, I've been hanging out on the run line lately. Okay, next up, we've got the Guardians and the White Sox. This is game 2 of the doubleheader, so I know it's a little bit tentative there. We've got to wait for the first one a little bit, but hey, promise you show here as always. It picks up every game here. I want to mention a little bit of steam rolling in here right now in a game that we're going to talk about in just a moment, but I'll mention it here. Steam to the over. Texas and Houston right now. The total was 8. Might be going up here to 8 over 20, maybe even 8.5 under 20 right now with Texas and Houston. We're seeing some steam to the over. Okay, Guardians and White Sox, game number 2 here with Williams and Cannon. So I know we're gonna wait this one out. We've mixed up the pitching here a little bit from yesterday's game, so we can play it by ear here if you want. See what you want to do with game 2 of the doubleheader. And man, we hit that doubleheader pretty good yesterday. So let's see what you have though. If you want to make a pick, if you want to wait, I understand. See how that first game goes, maybe right there. But I know that I'm probably going to be willing to make a play here right now. Let's see in the chat though. Ziggy does like the over there. And Tariq, he says, how about Sinner match to go over there today with Carlos? I don't mind that. I think it's going to be a close match. In fact, I'm going to make my prediction on the match before we get off the air here today. Tariq? All right. Get your plays here on this one between the Guardians and the White Sox with Williams going up against Jonathan Cannon in this one. So, all right. I knew not much. I knew there wouldn't be much opinion on this game 2 of the doubleheader. I'm going under here with this one. Give me the under. Game 2 of the doubleheader between Cleveland and the White Sox today. Okay, hopefully we're doing okay here, moving along. There's that Rangers game against the Astros we just mentioned, the Battle of Texas here. You got the Astros. They're down to about $1.20 right now from this number that was $1.35 or $1.40. The total, I'll call it 8 over 25. It looks like for the most part, but I am starting to see some 8.5 under 15 out there right now in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the Rangers here in this one and the over, but man, good series here. Lighter. Here is 4 and 6 with a 4.32 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, 232 batting average against, and a 266 BABIP. For McCullers, he's 2 and 3 with a 5.82 ERA. Hasn't been great, but a 240 batting average against and a 284 BABIP. Probably says his ERA is a little bit inflated and maybe he's a little better than that since returning, making 9 starts so far this season. But look, you got the big Texas matchup here, and well, Houston actually has not fared very well of late against Texas. Texas has gotten the better of these two teams so far. Texas has actually won 8 of the last 11 games here in Houston. Coming in, 7 of the last 9 between these two teams have gone under, but 7 of the last 9 between the two teams in Houston have gone over. Well, let's see what you're going to do here, right? We got for Houston here. They've actually won 10 of their last 14 games currently at home. They've won 11 of their last 16 overall uh, uh, coming in. Let's go to the chat and see what you got here with Texas and Houston tonight. And we're going to be, let's see here. Ziggy says go over here in this one. And Andrew's on the Rangers here. And Luis is on the Astros. Texas team total over for Tariq. Hey, good morning to Wine Time today. Nice to see Wine Time here. And Shannon says Rangers team total over. All right, I think that takes care of that. I'm going to go over. In fact, let me update the line. Let me put 8.5 here. I'll put 8.5 as the total. It is a shade to the under, but I'm going to go over. So let me go ahead and put the tough line up there for me. Give me another total here. I'll take the over here in this one. Oh, sit up straight. All right. Hey, we're cruising along here right now. We're getting into some of the later action on the Major League card today. 16 games, and we've got the pitching matchup of the day for sure here with Paul Skeens and Joe Ryan going here in this one. For Skeens, a 4-7 record still, a 1.94 ERA, 0.922 WHIP, 186 batting average against, and a 253 BABIP. How are you going to win the Cy Young Award when you have just 4 wins at the All-Star break? The Pirates are 9-10 with Skeens on the mound, so they actually do. He keeps them in games. Sometimes they've even come back to win. For Joe Ryan here, he's 8-4 with a 2.76 ERA. They've blown some games for Ryan for sure. They're 8-9 with him on the mound, 0.89 WHIP, 1.93 batting average against, and a 244 BABIP. These two pitchers are a combined 11-22 to the under this season, even with this total. I mean, it's, I have 6.5 listed there. You could say it might be 7 under here now. The total's actually gone up. This team came in on the over here in this game. So here's the thing about that, right? I mean, you might look at this game and say, look, you got 2 great starters in here, and the one thing you're getting out of that is the total's actually gone up. So if you wanted to take an under here or consider an under, you're actually getting a tiny bit of value, I guess. These two teams are combined 74 and 101 to the under this season. I've already mentioned how these two pitchers are pretty solid to the under. And maybe some people saw 6.5 and they want to go over. What would be a case to go over? You're in a non-league, you're in a interleague game here. Minnesota is Buxton. I whiffed on him yesterday taking Minnesota. Buxton out of the lineup here right now. He's questionable for this game again today with that hand injury. So, sometimes. Look, Minnesota, obviously they're in a situation where they, they got to keep trying to win here right now, try to get back in this wild card situation or whatever. But, hey, you got a star player like Buxton, might just have to give him some time here as we head into the All-Star break. So let's get the comments here for sure and see what you have. And I'll tell you how these guys have been faring here a little bit. For Minnesota right now, they've won 6 of their last 8 games at home. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10 overall. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two have gone under. Minnesota's won 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. The Pirates are on a losing streak right now, no doubt about it, especially on the road. They're not hitting. They've gone under in 8 of their last 9 games overall. They've gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road currently. NYC Bar likes Houston back in that other game. Thank you, NYC Bar. He also likes the Twins here in this one. Ziggy on the under here. And Luis is on the under as well. Like I said, you're getting, to me, it looks like a little bit of a discount on the under here because it was lower for sure. And this, whatever the steam came in on the under. Here's definitely over in the Texas Houston game there for Irish King. Thank you. Right, Jim? That's when you're not hitting, right? Tariq says, how about Tigers first 5 and Pirates first 5 and a little parlay action. And Shannon likes Skeens to get over in his K-prop. Andrew's on the Twins here today. And here's what kind of what we've said, right? I mean, Skeens just doesn't win these games. Or the Pirates don't win these games, I guess. Here's an underplay from Jim. Right now, the Minnesota's up to $1.30 or so. I have $1.25, but it feels like $1.30, and it feels like even $1.30 a little bit higher here at some spots. It feels like. All right, well, I got to make my call here in this one between Pittsburgh and Minnesota here today. And wow, it does feel like I got to take the Minnesota Twins in this one. Come on here. Minnesota for me is what it's got to be. Even at $1.30, $1.35 here right now. I'm taking the Twins. Pirates, I mean, the story is the same. Skeens goes out there, does a great job, and they usually can't, end up winning the game. So, do have two, bullpens are pretty mediocre here for sure. In fact, out of the two teams, Pittsburgh's got the better bullpen this season. All right, let's keep it going here right now. Oh, a few more comments here. Tariq says once Skeens leaves the game, that's when you take Minnesota there. And Fritzy here, he's already been broken once here in this third set. So, but like I said, I took him on the game spread here. Let's move on to the Mets taking on the Royals in looks like a pretty decent pitching matchup here with Kodai Senga. All right, it's good to have Kodai Senga here going. I think this is kind of some big news today as he returns to the Mets rotation here. And the Mets, they're doing some other things as well, getting their pitching together here for the second half, it feels like right now. So right now we're going to have here the return of Senga. He was on the injured list here, so he returns here. Look, he had incredible numbers so far. Let's see, 1.47 ERA in 13 starts. Kodai Senga is 1-12 to the under in his 13 starts this season before he had that right hamstring strain. Remember, it was a leg injury, so he's been out for a month, and I think that is interesting there. I mentioned earlier Peterson being named to the All-Star team, and I was trying to think of, it's Robbie Ray is who he's replacing. Robbie Ray is pitching, I believe, on Sunday, so he won't be pitching in the All-Star game. And then what they'll do is they'll bring up Kodai Senga to David Peterson gets that bid there. So, okay, let's see. You guys can go in the chat. You got Waka here, 4.9 record, 3.83 ERA, 1.28 whip, 256 batting average against. So, even though Waka's 4.9, the Royals are 8-10 with Waka on the mound. Maybe he hasn't been great, but Sega, with Senga just coming back from the injured list here. All right, Ziggy's on the Royals here. Tariq says the Royals for me, the Mets have been totally disappointing. And let's see, one more is going to be Luis on the over. And good morning to Travis Webb joining us here in the chat. All right, and look, with the Mets, are they still $1.40 on the road here?
Steam playing.
Yep. I think that is a little bit high of price now. I don't think the Mets have been a disappointment. I mean, yes, right now they're, a half a game out now again here, but, they've still had a pretty strong season, right? I mean, they're 14 games over 500. They're battling the Phillies there right now. But I think with Waka in there and the Royals are a dog, man, the run line's actually fairly reasonable here at plus 1.5 minus $1.35. Let me take that. I want this run line today with the Royals at a little bit of minus money here. I think the Royals are live to win the game. It's just that Senga, like I said, he was pretty dominant here for a while, and it was a leg injury. It's not an arm injury. Why couldn't Senga come back and still be? Now, look, it's going to be hard to duplicate this type of form with a 1.47 ERA, but he was cooking for the Mets. I'm still going to take the Royals here in this one. I'm going to take them on the run line. All right. Siggy says the Mets are at a disadvantage coming off of a doubleheader and traveling here. Of course, they had to travel from Baltimore to Kansas City after that doubleheader yesterday. Shannon says he'll take Soto on a total basis prop here. All right, next up, we've got the Braves on the road. Grant Holmes, he's taking on Liberatore here in this one. And look, Grant Holmes, if you're the Braves right now, Grant Holmes, you got a guy, Holmes. God, am I just getting old or what? So many typos, Ramon. Let's go. All right, here we go with Holmes, right? For me, you got Holmes is having a great season to me. I mean, he's 4-8. I get that. 3.44 ERA though, 1.23 WHIP, 212 batting average against. Braves might have something here in Grant Holmes. You're going to want to try to lock up this guy here a little bit. It feels like he's made 18 starts this season. He's done a good job. He's 5-12 to the under as well. 28% K rate for Liberatore here. 6-6 record. 3.7 ERA, a 250 batting average against, a 294 BABIP. This feels like an interesting, maybe a good pitching matchup, but the widely reported steam did come in on the over here. Right now, the line is moving here. We're seeing some action here on the Braves. The Braves are the favorite, by the way. $1.20 or so. I got the wrong favorite up there. It's not like the Cardinal. It's not like I made a mistake. The Cardinals were the overnight favorite, so maybe some investigation here a little bit, because right now it is a 125, and the total is 9. Like I said, the widely reported steam did come in on the Braves, and it came in here on the over here in this one. Man, just kind of peculiar. What's going on? I get it. I mean, you got the Braves here. They just had a massive series in in Sacramento, I mean, I guess they were mashing, right? They were smashing and mashing home runs against the A's. St. Louis comes in here having lost 6 of their last 9 games overall. They've lost 15 of their last 21 games at home against the Atlanta Braves. They haven't fared well here against these guys. Braves, though, they've lost 6 of their last 7. They lost that game last night to Oakland, don't forget. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games on the road. Atlanta's gone under in 14 of their last 21 games overall. And we mentioned, I mean, Holmes 5-12 to the under. Now, the Cardinals have been one of the teams that have been going over a little bit this season, but go ahead, chat. Let's see what you got here in this one between the Braves and the Cards here on Friday night. See what you have. And we've got Ziggy on the under here in this one. Luis is on the Cards. Tariq is on the Cards here. All right, now I'm going to grab the under here in this one as my pick here on the Morning Steam Show. Give me the under with Holmes and Liberatore. That's amore. Next up, the Diamondbacks are taking on the Angels here tonight. We got the Diamondbacks and Ryan Nelson on the road taking on Tyler Anderson. And the Angels here, the Diamondbacks are favored. I don't think they're favored by $1.35 anymore. They're down to $1.20 or $1.15 even here. A little bit of action on the Angels. A widely reported steam came in on the Angels. Total here, that's definitely 9.5 under 20 or so in this one. Let's see what you got with the Diamondbacks. Coming in here on the road, they've only down 15 3/4 units so far this season. Nelson's 5-2 with a 3.39. ERA, 9.82 whip, 193 batting average against, a 2.30 BABIP. For left-hander Tyler Anderson, he's got a 2-6 record and a 4.19 ERA, 1.37 whip, 253 batting average against, and a 278 BABIP coming in here to this one. But you do have the value, if you will, on the Diamondbacks here with this move. But Angels here and playing some decent ball, right? We talked about it. 2 games under 500. Arizona's just a game under 500, so pretty even matchup, it feels like. Now, Nelson did have a good run here recently and has pitched pretty well. Arizona's 2-7 to the under with Nelson on the mound. Here comes some comments, though, from you guys in this one. Let me see. Jimmy D went with St. Louis in that other game. Here's Tariq is on the Diamondbacks. You do have two of the worst bullpens in the league here. There's no doubt about that. Right now, currently, these two teams are 27th and 28th in bullpen ERA. Both teams have a bullpen ERA around 5. All right, let's see here. You got Ziggy. He's going to lean to the Diamondbacks here. And Luis is on the over here in this one. Gorky likes Djokovic to win the tennis match today. AOD is here today. Thank you, AOD. Gorky also likes Sinner and Djokovic to go over 3.5 sets. Thank you, AOD. Great to always have you here in the chat, pumping me up here on a day where I'm feeling a little bit sluggish. All right, I guess I need to make a play here in this one between Arizona and the Angels tonight. For me, I'm on the Angels here at home. Give me the Halos against the Diamondbacks tonight. Phillies are taking on my Padres, and the Phillies are a big favorite here. Wow, $1.60 here in this one. The total's wrong. I think we can call it 8/20 here for the most part. The 9.5, that was just a typo again. Sometimes, you guys, I type them in pretty fast here, and I don't check them before I go on the air. I'll try to always correct them because, I want you to know about the moves, I think, is kind of what I try to point to a little bit. But for the Phillies here and Ranger Suarez, again, another uh, left-hander that the Padres sometimes have trouble with these guys, and especially Suarez, who's having a real strong season so far. Made just 12 starts, but he's got a 7-2 record with a 1.99 ERA. Suarez is 2-8 to the under in his 10 decisions. 1.02 whip, 212 batting average against. For Burgert here, he's done a nice job for the Padres in 5 starts, 2.67 ERA, 1.14 whip, 196 batting average against, and a 236 BABIP. These two pitchers are a combined 3-12 to the under so far this season. I think that is the current price here right now. So, look, Phillies come in here. That's a big number, man, for a Padres team that, hey, they're playing pretty well. Padres have won 6 of their last 9 games at home. They have lost 8 of their last 10 to the Phillies to give them kind of trouble here. In fact, Phillies have won 5 of their last 6 games here in San Diego. Phillies, however, have lost 6 of their last 9 on the road. Phillies have gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've also gone under in 9 of their last 11 games on the road. Padres have gone under in 6 of their last 9 games at home, and 4 of their last 5 games against the Phillies have gone under here. So let's see what you've got in this one between the Phillies and the Padres here tonight. It's going to be the Phillies for Ziggy. Tariq's on the Phillies first 5, and Luis is on the under here in this one. I got to take the Padres on the run line here at plus 1.5 at minus $1.30. I think that seems very reasonable for me. Give me the Padres here at home on the run line against the Phillies tonight. The Blue Jays are taking on the Athletics. Oh boy, you thought the Braves were hitting some home runs. What are the Blue Jays gonna do when they come into West Sacramento tonight? With Max Scherzer going up against Luis Severino. For Scherzer here, he's got a 4.76 ERA. He's making his 5th start of the season. Scherzer's got a 1.35 whip and a 274 batting average against so far. Severino's 2-10, and the A's are 5-14 with Severino on the mound. He's 12-6 to the over. The widely reported steam did come in on Toronto here. They're up to $1.60 or so. So a little bit of a tax here, feels like, in this one. The Blue Jays just feel too hot. The one thing I kept saying about the Braves, you probably got tired of it if you're watching this show every day, but I always was saying for weeks, right? When are the Braves going to start getting it going? When are the Braves? I'm talking about because they've just played the A's, right? When can we? Well, when you go into a minor league ballpark and play a minor league team, that's probably when you're going to get it going. So I think that's what the Blue Jays will probably do here. I'll take this price increase. I'll take the Blue Jays here on the. I'm just going to take them on the money line. Look, I know it's $1.55, $1.60. We've seen the A's actually. I don't know. Look what they did last. Look what they did last night. They kind of end up competing in some of these games. Let me see what the. I kind of want to see what their run line record is now at home. Talking about the A's, Here. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. I'm just probably not quite 100% today. Here today. Let's see. The A's on the run line right now is at home. They're at 20-28. Toronto run line as a favorite. 20-20 record. All right, man. Toronto's been hot. Can they cover a run? I'm just going to take a money line. Just going to take a money line. I don't really like to lay. Look, everyone says, right? I'm not one of those that, hey, I don't like to lay over one. I'll lay $2. I just won't do it necessarily on the show. I'm not going to give out, but even this one, a little bit. I try. My rule is about $1.50 or so on money lines on public plays, but I'm just going to take Toronto here on the run line in this one on the money line because I don't know. The A's seem to uh, hang in there a little bit, right? Here we go, Toronto for Tariq. Luis is on the over. Shannon will lay that run line. I don't mind it, right, Shannon? So Nuke says you just don't know, but still Nuke, right? I mean, come on. Max Scherzer is. I'm not saying that Max is a Dunsky, right? Especially now. Look, I mean, let's be honest here. If the Blue Jays keep this up, you're gonna have Max postseason Max. I mean, I think what you're gonna get from Max is max effort here. Maybe Max is still getting on track. For someone like him, getting loose a little bit, if you will. Johnny Walker says Toronto first five there. And Ziggy's on the A's here, plus a run and a half. All right, I'm just going to take Toronto. I have a feeling this game's going to have some volatility. I know it's easy to say there. And look, in fact, the total right now, let me see. Has it gone up to 11 yet? Yeah, it's pretty much 11 here right now, 11 under. But, I know it might be a typical game up there in Oakland. It is kind of funny there, right? These Oakland games where, in Colorado, I know it's a completely different situation here a little bit, but in Colorado, sometimes those high scoring games get really out of control, right? And you'll end up with a, 9-6 or a 10-8. The games in Oakland, it is a smaller park, so we've seen that there a little bit. And the A's have poor pitching, but it just barely. It almost seems like every game is like if it's like today 10.5 or 11, it's going to be 6-5. It's going to be 7-6, or it's going to be 5 to. It's going to be real close to. Oh, they never get a blowout. There never is like a 1-0. 2-0. Hey, I did mention that stat there the other day, and I looked it up there a little bit again. That it's pretty close, but Major League Baseball is on track to have more shutouts. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I rechecked it and make sure I got it right. But Major League Baseball is expected to have more shutouts. They're on pace anywhere. We're halfway through the season. We're on pace to have more shutouts than any season since 1915, although in 1973 there also was a very close. I think they said 315 shutouts. No, that can't be right. Can that be right? Oh, I'll check it again. Nuke said Jays on the run line, and then Ziggy says when the Blue Jays lose and they lose the next one. I think that's what he's saying. One more in the major leagues. Show's almost over. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. We've got the Dodgers taking on the Giants tonight here with Dustin May coming in with a 5-5 record, 4.52 ERA, 241 batting average against, and a 283 BABIP for Logan Webb here. 8-6, 2.62 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 249 batting average against, but a 334 BABIP here. And let's see what you have in this great rivalry. I say it half kidding because this is a great rivalry still. For the Dodgers here, they do come in have on a losing streak, right? We haven't seen this in a while, but yes, the Dodgers right now starting to struggle here a little bit. They've lost a bunch of games in a row, and not only that, you do have San Francisco coming in here pretty hot. Actually, they did lose their last game to the Phillies 13-0, but they won the 2 games before that. They've been getting terrific pitching. That was an outlier there, it feels like a little bit. You got hot Logan Webb here. Uh, the price right now is about $1.30. It does feel a little bit like, boy, the Giants are, you know, favored here in this one, right? But let's take a look, man. Giants right now, they've won 4 out of their last 5 coming into this one. They have struggled at home against the Dodgers, having lost 14 of their last 19 games to the Dodgers at home. San Francisco's lost 5 of their last 7 to the Dodgers overall. Giants have gone under in 16 of their last 24 games, but 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 5 of the last 6 games here in San Francisco. Dodgers right now have the lead over the Giants by 5 games. Padres are 6 games back. Kind of mentioned it, that the Padres fallen out of the playoff picture here recently. Not playoff picture, but the playoffs, the playoff bubble, if you will. The Giants are actually a half a game ahead of the Padres for the number 6 spot in the playoffs. Cardinals are right there too, though, battling it out with those teams. So let's get what you guys have in this one. A good night, good series. Way to end up the first half of the season with the Dodgers and the Giants. Big series it feels like here for the Giants, right? Try to close this gap a little bit. All right, let's see what you got here with Ziggy. He likes the under here. Tariq is on the Giants. Luis is on the Giants, and Irish King says the Dodgers are Axe. Hey, I don't want to disrespect these Dodgers, but I got to take the Giants here in this one tonight. Give me the Giants here against the Dodgers tonight. The Action Jackson, thank you so much for your boxing action here this week. It's Friday, so I might not. Some of you I know are just weekday viewers, so thank you very much. I don't know. I actually don't know if Action Jackson is there or not. Hey, there is some fighting tonight. There is LFA tonight with a good little card there as well. And Action Jackson, he's got the. Oh, pardon me, you guys. Woo! I'm okay, just not 100%. Don't worry about me. Anyways, look at these. You got Shakur and Shiraz in there for some action here this weekend in boxing. Thank you. And we'll mention here real quick while we got a moment. That we do have UFC this weekend from Nashville, and you can check out our coverage here on the Sports Money Network. We'll be along on tomorrow for our companion coverage of the UFC here on Saturday. There is some other action as well on Saturday, an early card with Cage Warriors there as well. So, but catch our action here this weekend with that heavyweight bout, Lewis versus Teixeira on Saturday night. You got top 15 contenders in there this week from Nashville, and you can catch UFC coverage with us here on the Sports Money Network with MMA, VB, MMA picks underneath the live tab. Previewed 3 fights, including Cater versus Garcia, and also Nzekwu and Walker. So check that out. And also check out First Strike. The guys have their picks up with the video underneath the videos tab here on the Sports Money Network for the bouts here this weekend. All right, let's go to the WNBA tonight. We got to take a look at our WNBA games here, including the Dream taking on the Fever. Here in this one, you've got the Fever favored at home by 1.5 right now. It feels like maybe some twos. It's 1.5 pretty much everywhere. The total is down here to 167. Hey, make sure you're checking out my WNBA preview show every day. I got a couple of great analysts there with Justin and Ron Crawford, Justin McKelvey, Ron Crawford, Solo Malone, joining me every day for WNBA previews over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. But I'm going to give you some winners here in this one. This total's dropped down to 167. Hey, I'm on the over here with this one between Atlanta and Indiana. I mean, after all, Caitlin Clark has been back. That affects Indiana's defense, in my opinion. She's just not as solid defensively right now as maybe she needs to be. And that's probably why we're seeing the scores the way they are when she's in there, it feels like. And you got an Atlanta team there 6-2 to the over on the road. They're also 5-1 to the over as an underdog. So I'm going to take the over in this one between Atlanta and Indiana here in this one tonight. That one's at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, on Friday night. The Ion Friday night games. So let's go. We got one more. Oh, let me see some comments here. Maybe some picks from you guys. Let's see here. Fernando's ready to go. We're ready to fire it back up in action tonight in the Mexican League. And he says, take America tonight against Juarez. My Tijuana Cholos are in action at home against Querétaro. And also Atlas is taking on Puebla tonight. Lovable plays likes the over with me. It's always nice to see lovable plays in the chat. And I'll take the over here. Where is this America, says SF9er. SF9. The Mexican Premier League gets back, or I should say Liga MX, but it resumes tonight. So we'll have some picks, you know that, somewhere along the line. Somewhere I'll have some Mexican League soccer, even if I'm just betting them. You know, hey, my soccer coverage, just to let everybody know, I focus on the big, the big five pretty much in Europe, right? I mean, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, right? And League One, the 5 big leagues there a little bit. Maybe I can, branch out a little bit, but those are the leagues I cover in Europe. And in North America, I cover MLS and I cover Liga MX because, hey, the thing about Liga MX is all the games are on TV. So I like to watch those games. It helps you handicap, right? So I like that league. That's one of my leagues for sure. All right, Connecticut. Let me get the other game up here. Not a great game. We just saw them play the other night, but it was one of the biggest upsets of the season. Might have been one of the biggest upsets in league history, actually. So Seattle gets another chance at Connecticut. They just lost to them. How are they going to cover 18 points against the Sun? They just lost to them at home. They got crushed by 10 points, but they're back at home here right now for this matchup, Connecticut and Seattle. And, well, I've got to take Seattle. I'll just take them as my pick here on the show today. They're actually up to 18.5. I'll better put a hook on there because I don't want you guys to be losing the game that I win. So here we go. 118.5, 156.5. It's gone down a little bit. You do have Connecticut 4-6 to the under on the road. What's the final score of this game going to be? If you look at it, right, at 157, I guess that would make it what, 89-69 or 88-68? 88-69. 88-69. That would be right about there, I guess. I don't know. It feels like, look, Seattle should be able to crush these guys after a little. They'll have revenge on them. They're back here in Seattle right now. And I'll just take the Storm. I mean, I had them last game and they lost the game. So how embarrassed was I there in that one? All right, that's it for the morning steam show. One more. Hold on a second here. We've got Calgary taking on Saskatchewan here tonight, and you got the Stamps favored, or Stampeders underdogs here actually to Saskatchewan. Look, these are two. I don't want to say they're both surprise teams here right now, but you look at the West standings. You got obviously Winnipeg, you've got Calgary, and you've got Saskatchewan. They're all pretty good records so far. So, is Calgary a little bit of an imposter here right now with Vernon Adams at quarterback? You've got Philpott. Feels like they should be able to move the ball a little bit, especially with the offensive weapons that they have now. I don't know if these guys. They should have a nice game, actually. I would think they should have a nice game. Talking about the Stamps, be able to compete in this game against the Riders. Now, Trevor Harris in there this week he's back in there, I should say, right, for the Riders here. Look, you get consistency with Trevor Harris. That's what you get for sure, right? You know he's going to be good for 250 yards or so, or even a little more. Sometimes Harris is just extremely consistent. You know you're going to get a touchdown pass or two out of him. In fact, you got that great change of pace and one of the best running backs in the game with the former Ohio star, Roulette. I think Roulette can have a big game here. He can score a touchdown for sure. Here with Saskatchewan tonight, but also you got to look for Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson's been a hot player here for sure. Now, he had that monster game against Hamilton. Yeah, maybe he didn't quite live up to expectations then in these last two games, but they do have another good receiver here so far in Dante Myers. But Myers, he had that big game against Toronto and then struggled the next game. So I think just inconsistency from they're 4-0. It's hard to say inconsistency from Saskatchewan here, but I think it'll be a pretty good game tonight. I think make sure it's 5 points still. Yeah, in fact, it's 5.5 now. I'll leave it at 5, but I'm going to take the Stamps to hang in there in this one. They're 3-1. They're doing a great job. I know maybe they're overshooting it here a little bit. I don't think they have quite as much talent as Saskatchewan. Look, Roulette can have a big game here. These are the type of games that I think against a team like Calgary, Roulette's going to have a big night. You figure he just came off that monster game, 139 yards. Now I don't know if he's going to get that. But I would think he'll have a pretty solid game. Roulette, good solid performance here. I'm gonna take Calgary. I think the game even probably is open on the back door as well here tonight. All right, let's see here. Gorky says the Stamps are down their top two receivers. Philpott's in, right? Gorky, is Philpott not in? Let me check now. I mean, that's key for me because, to me, you got Philpott in there and you can do anything. Okay, let's see here. Man, I don't see. I see. I think Philpott's in there. Um, I see. I see. I'm okay with Jones and Alford. All right. Now, no Snead. I get that, right? No Snead for sure. I'm pretty sure no Snead tonight. Now we got me doing this here. Thought I'd already capped this game. Okay. See, I show Snead. Let's see here. Oh boy. All right. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to. You guys can go if you want. Here, I'm done with the show, but let's see here. Okay, we got Nuke here. He says he's got the Riders here, first half and full game. Okay, I get it. Here's Rough Riders here. I guess I'm against you guys in this one. All right, yeah, Bagleton's out there. Okay, I'm not as worried about Snead has been off to such a hot start here. Remember, he got hurt last year too, right? Okay. Oh, thanks, Gorky. Yeah, I get my. Okay, you're right. Okay, I just got it. I just get it confused there a little bit, right? I get it confused because of um because of uh, Phil Potts' brother. I guess they're brothers, right? Okay. Thank you, Gorky. Appreciate that. I've got it straight now. I get those guys can because I get I know that Tyson Philpott is the better of the um, that Tyson Philpott is the better of the twins, but I think that's where I always get confused there. Yeah, great, thank you, Corky. You're the man on that. All right. I don't think that's going to do it for the morning. Oh, I've got to promise you guys a little something here, real quick as well. Let me see what I got here. Jim's with me though on the stamps. Okay. Uh, Look, we've been hot here with the uh, NBA Summer League. I got a few plays here for you there as well. Let me get these out. Memphis and Boston. Just to review here, real quick, I just gave out those uh, winners on the show last night. Right, uh, we had Cleveland, we had that under with in the Brooklyn game, we had Sacramento. We had a winner in pretty much every game. I guess when you pick every game, you're going to have a winner. Memphis and Boston. Let me get this going here. Memphis and Boston NBA Summer League tonight. I'm going to be on the over here. Let me get the current line. And yeah, going to be on the over here, 186.5 as my play in Summer League action here tonight. That's the first game, Memphis and Boston. That actually is at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. The games will start a little earlier today. Also, Atlanta and Miami. I've got the under in this one at 176. Give me the under with Atlanta and Miami. Also, I've got the Charlotte Hornets +5 against Utah. And I think that's it. But we will have more picks tonight in Summer League, if you go over to winnable.com/Ramon, click on the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, get more plays from me here today with my picks in NBA Summer League, also Major League Baseball, WNBA as well, and Women's Euro. I'm not going to be giving out any Women's Euro. I'm still in the test phase there. I did bet a couple of games today, but just not seeing some good enough results. During the knockout stage, I'll be coming back with some Women's Euro, but right now I've just been betting these matches a little bit. I don't know if they're necessarily according to form, but we do know a lot of the teams that have already gone through. They're in the uh, last game of the group stage here currently, so they're going to be getting into the knockout stage. I'll be coming in with some Women's Euro during the knockout stage, I think, there. All right, and I think we've covered it all. Yeah, that's going to do it for the show. Join me over there at winnable.com/Ramon to get more plays from me every day for just 50 cents a day. When you use the promo code STEAM, it's just $19.95 a month. Use the promo code STEAM, you get more picks from me. I join you every day here, hopefully give you some picks. If I'm not half, don't even know what I'm doing here today, but nonetheless, get more plays from me when I'm focused and get them out to you 30 minutes, 60 minutes before game time in major sports. Can't spend all day with you, but I'll send you my best picks here with my sports money premiums. You can check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon. And this is how I get more plays to you here at the Sports Money Network with my sports money premiums. We've Mikey and I have kind of set it up here to kind of uniformity, if you will. So it comes up looking like this now. You got my picks up there and more picks from me every day here, including action from NBA Summer League. We won our late game there last night, didn't we? Yeah, we had our total there, Sixers and Spurs to go over 175, and it did. So get more plays from me here at winnable.com/Ramon. Very inexpensive, but like I said, hey, here's the thing. When you subscribe, I think the subscribers know this. I don't know if anybody can vouch for me in the chat and who've been thinking about joining. I pretty much put on extra days. When I see someone come in, they buy a week, I put in like 10 days. When they buy a month, I put in like 5 weeks. Even when they buy just the 3-day package, sometimes I just put on 5 days. I control it, so I just want you guys signed up, and I just want to get a bunch of subscribers. It's almost the subscribers are more significant than the amount there a little bit that I ask you to contribute to keep me here on the air at the Sports Money Network. So please consider subscribing to those picks. I do appreciate everyone that has done it. Gorky likes Joker. He likes Cleveland today. And SF says, did you say over in the Cleveland game? Well, there is that doubleheader. I went White Sox in game 1, SF Niner, and then I went under in game 2. White Sox game 1, under in game 2. All right, that's going to do it. Hey, I'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific for our big Saturday of action here. Hey, make sure you get signed up tonight, because I'll have my UFC picks as well going out there pretty late tonight. I always send out my UFC with my premiums there. So make sure you're on with me. You'll know what I'm on before I even say it on the show tomorrow during our UFC coverage. So, all right. Thanks, SF Niner. Great to have you here as well. Thanks, everybody. Be back tomorrow. That's going to do it for the Morning Steam for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
It's so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. Ramon Scott. Sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to